sir, good morning. My name is Chaitali and I am currently degree pursuing student, computer engineering. So, on the behalf of student, I would like to ask you some questions. So, sir, my first question is, what is the percentage of students who are interested in startup or who are willing to go with startup rather than working in established companies?
Good question.
Yeah.
See, today's era is about the information and technology. Democratization has happened in every field. What has happened is it has broken the barriers of old ways of working, may it be the private industry, may it be the government organization, may it be the public and private sectors, right? So it has created an ample opportunities. And when I say opportunities, it is not just the job market or job mindset. However, it has also given uh, excellence into the enterprise world as well, right? And I think the students are more aware today uh, how they can kind of fulfill their aspirations through the enterprise and ventures, right? Now, when we look towards it, the large companies have established models of working and delivery, and no doubt they have been delivering the value for so long. But even if a new student who comes with a fresh idea, I think it can be a great innovation,
Yes.
and I think we have seen a lot of proven examples in last 10 years or maybe 2 decades, and that's what I would say. Um, each individual or each student who want to start the career also explores the opportunity to be an entrepreneur. May it be through a startup, owning the startup, right? Doing some proof of concept, doing some small projects, or he can also join a team of startup, right? Uh, it's a great way to start. Uh, you get to learn a lot when you do things from scratch. And it basically gives a good uh, base or good platform for you to excel in your career, right?
Yeah.
So I would say, coming back to your question, how many students, right? I would say a pretty large number of students who are about to start a career are ready to take this journey, right? And in this context, even the established organization, maybe the MNC, the product companies or the services company, have also embraced the culture of innovation,
Yeah.
and they provide a lot of or ample of opportunity to let the employees explore what they want to do. And in some sense, what we say is, I don't want to give you a JD, right? I want you to write your own JD.
Yeah.
That's where the difference comes.
So, sir, as you said that student have to start from scratch. So, as he or she is starting from scratch. So, what efforts she should take to gain the trust?
Right. See, it's a big question.
Yeah.
Trust is a very big question in the very big topic in the business world, right? Even a small gesture or even a small concept or the product that addresses a real world problem, right? If you can solve that real world problem through your idea, through your innovation, through your project product that you're building, right? It would certainly get an adoption from a large number of audience, right? Or large number of users who are going to use your services, products, etc. Right? And that's where once they see that value, they would certainly build that trust, and ultimately you will be able to successfully deliver these capabilities.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, sir, my next question is: other than academic scores, what qualities companies recruitment panel or HR look for?
Sure. So while the academic excellence is important, I would say as a person, organization looks towards you who has multiple capabilities in terms of a professional attitude, a team's spirit, a team contributor, right, and a good communicator, right. These are some of the essential and basic, I would say, traits one should have, right. Uh, because in this time every other day is full of learning. You will be facing a lot of new challenges, new situations every other day. It's not no more monotonous job or monotonous work that you're going to do. If you have all these basic qualities, I think you are good to take on those challenges. You would explore yourself, right? That particular situation, and probably you would make your contributions, right? So those are some of the important aspects. Um, Ensure that you build a good listening capability when you start your career, because there are ample of knowledge. We call it as a tacit knowledge as well, right? So there is one kind of knowledge which is get captured into the books and the literature, right? And another is the tacit knowledge where a person develops this knowledge and keeps in his head or through experiences. That knowledge is not externalized. That can one way to capture that knowledge is through active listening, right? Maybe a little bit probing also helps in that perspective, right? So active listening is a very good quality that you should try to embrace.
Yeah, this could be the best advice that
Sure.
everyone should acquire listening skills.
Sure.
Okay, sir. Yeah. So, sir, according to you, what skill sets are in demand currently in IT market or in IT sector?
Well, IT industry is constantly reshaping. In my last 2.5 decade career, I have started with some of the legacy technologies like C, Fortran, old databases, right? And we have reached to a point where probably languages doesn't uh, hold any barriers. Even there are systems which could generate the code for you, right? And it's an era of automation, right? So from a skill set wise, my advice, if from an IT perspective, I think focus on your problem solving capability, right? How good you are at problem solving, that's the first thing. Second is design systems, right? How you design your system when you know the problem which needs to be solved, right? And third is pick one or two core programming languages and see what are some of the algorithms, advanced algorithm, what are some of the data structures. Those can be used for more efficiency, right? And more performance. Because it is not just limited users today. The cloud has exposed us to infinite number of users. So every other application or a software program that you're going to write is now have a potential to be used by millions of people. So performance, right, is one criteria. Efficiency is one criteria, especially in terms of hardware resources consumption, right? So focus on those things, I think. Um, and then there are some of the higher level skill set that you would like to at least abreast of or aware of, right? So artificial intelligence, machine learning, right? Large language models, cloud computing, uh, and then if you want to go one level deeper, try to understand what are the modern web systems, right? Then you want to go one more down, maybe at a virtualization layer. What are the virtualization technologies which are available? Then, if you want to go one more level down, look at the hardware side of it, right? What are the new platforms which are coming, right? If you are an electronics student, then look at what are the new processing capabilities which are being developed. What is the level of computation and what are the new architectures which are getting leveraged to generate the application which could serve the economies of scale, and some of the large systems like Aadhaar card and other, they are scaling to a population scale, right? So so there are certainly some of the new technologies which are there, and it is good for you to ensure that how these are getting utilized, what are the basic design systems which are there. Maybe this is kind of a too technical, and there are a lot of technical aspects which are openly available on the internet.
Okay. So, sir, nowadays we are looking at that non-IT student or student belonging to the other branch and also seek a job in IT sector. So, can you tell what is the ratio of the placement among that student who is non-IT and who is belongs to IT branches?
Great question, and I would say it's not now. It has been since decades. When I started my career, even it was happening at that point, probably 2 to 3 decades back. And when you go into industry veterans, right? Look at the other countries and some of the architects who have contributed to the development of internet, development of the computing platforms at that time, there wasn't a field of specialization like computer science or IT. They have been coming from mathematics, electricals, right? Electrical engineering and all those. So I would say, don't keep a barrier in your mind that you're not from a IT or computer science background. Be open. Uh, Whichever field that you major in is certainly in some or other way would help you in achieving the success in the IT side of it, right? Yes, there are some relevancy in terms of your academic courses. If you go for IT and CS, probably you would learn the basics early in your career, early in your studies on the electronics and communication, which are, I would say, basics, right? So I see it like mathematics is the base, uh, uh, basic science, right, of all the sciences, right? Go ahead, on top of it is the physics, which sets. On top of it, when you talk about the semiconductors, which are the base of any computing system, right, have not been there if physics wasn't been there, right? So then it, on top of physics, probably it comes as an IT and computer system, and then it comes other things. So keep yourself. I think whichever major that you're doing, keep yourself updated with latest technology. Ensure the relevancy where you what you want to do. If you want to do a programming and development career, then go for the basic language. If you want to do a test and automation, then go for testing certifications and other things. If you want to go for a DevOps skill set, right, nowadays DevOps, CI/CD, automation, these are new terms which have come, right? Go for that specialization. As I said, democratization has happened in the industry with the globalization. There is a specialization, ample of specialization, and you really don't need to be kind of in reinventing the wheel every time, right? What it takes is a good passion to learn, right? To adopt a new technology. I think that's it. Yeah.
So, sir, when it is the first time that student face the interview, it's obvious to have some nervousness or an anxiety. So, can you give some advice to overcome that anxiety or that nervousness?
Great question. See, I think there's no one in the world who do not have a fear.
Yeah.
Even the greatest actors, even the greatest performers have the fear. But it is the quality that one develops, how to manage that fear, right? So my take would only be through the repetitive practice. The more you sweat in your training, the less you bleed on the field. Okay, so try to, I think, understand which kind of interviews that you're going,
Mhm.
gather a lot of information,
Yeah.
research on the subject,
Mhm.
maybe talk to your colleagues and the circles, how
Yeah.
things are for that particular organization or for that particular industry, right? It is only when you have sufficient information, you your fear can be managed, because that is the time when you know that probably out of 10 questions, or maybe I'll be able to answer 70-80%, maybe 10-20% I will manage, right? And that's enough, right? um, so my advice or my take would be, learn how to manage your fears. Uh, don't try to get rid of it. It is going to be there, right? There will be situations uh, uh, when you will not be aware of a particular topic, a question, right? That is a time where you can probably openly say that I am currently not aware of this particular situation, but given a time I can research and come back to you, right? That gives a very good credibility of a candidate to an interviewer as well, right? Where the person being honest and transparent.
Yeah. Yeah. So, sir, when it is the first time that student face the interview, it's obvious to have some nervousness or an anxiety. So, can you give some advice to overcome that anxiety or that nervousness?
Great, great. So, see, when a student comes for an interview, uh, I think uh, nervousness is one thing where we as a technical panel also understands that,
Mhm.
and we try to kind of take up some open questions where a student can open up and talk about his or her own interest, right? Which basically makes him in a comfort zone,
Mhm.
right? And once the student is in a comfort zone, there comes a dialogue, there comes a discussion of it, right? So try yourself to be in a comfort zone,
Mhm.
right? Uh, and uh, then there are following questions about your work that you have done, about a kind of specialization that you have done, and then interviewer would try to understand, is he really the person who has done the work? Maybe he is nervous at this moment,
Mhm.
and maybe he can come up in the next round, right? Uh, so there are ample of opportunities which are given to the student. Okay, some of the largest organization in the world, like Google and other, there is no single round elimination. Just for your information, a candidate who gets into the, let's say, interview selection process once, let's say once scrutinized, right?
Mhm.
Then there will be at least 6 interviews he will be going through, all are of different forms, right? And they would evaluate you on the different areas, but you will not be rejected in any one of it. But at the end, all these 7 or 8 panel, right, they would come and they internally would discuss how a candidate was. So it's okay that you might not have performed well in a one particular round, right? But how your overall performance was, right? That's what matters to an company. I hope more and more companies would adopt this
I
approach.
think this could be the most helpful thing to build a confidence in
Correct.
student.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I agree that it's normal to have some nervousness, but at what extent that nervousness affect that student's interview? Can you tell that?
Okay, so I mean, there is no alternative to efforts, practice, mindset, right? Try to be focused. Okay, when we talk about daily routine, we talk about habits, right? And uh, the habits play a very important role in our day-to-day life and in our goal to achieve, right? So, my suggestion would be, sit and understand what is it that kind of appeals you, right? What is it that you want to get into, right, at your initial career? uh, Define a goal, right? And once you have that very good clarity about goal, right, what you want to achieve, it is natural that you will start exploring the other ways of doing it, right? And then what remains is the first step that you need to do. Maybe kind of understanding the subject more deeper. Put your regular kind of study around it, right? Maybe uh, getting the latest news around it, right? Keep yourself, I think, physically and mentally fit. Prepare yourself to be any kind of uncomfortable situation, right? How you could come out of it, right? Challenge yourself, talk to yourself.
Yes.
It is always good once when talk to himself. That's when you come to know that what is the next step that I should do, right?
So, sir, my next question is what should be the routine for the fresher or a student who is trying to seek the job or a dream job, we can say?
So I would say this routine, there is no set routine around it, right? A person would develop his own routine based on his goals, aspirations, and motivations, right? An athlete wants to achieve a world record which he wants to break in 3 seconds, but he has to work 3,000 hours for those 3 seconds, right? It is naturally he has to go through a lot of difficult schedule for him, right? Physically, mentally, behavior, right?
So, sir, apart from campus, in campus placement, where student can find their jobs?
You mean what are the channels for finding the opportunity?
Apart from in campus placement activities.
Well, see, I think today's students are very smart, and I think uh, they know a lot more channels. Just to name a few, I think off-campus drives are there, which companies conduct. The colleges themselves have awareness sessions from these companies. I think keeping yourself even after college, keeping your colleagues connected, right? Find out the good acquaintances. Some of the opportunities in mid-sized companies or small companies you might not see externally being published, right? That's where the references also works. Referrals also work. I think there are a lot of what do you call job fairs
Yes.
in tier 2 cities, tier 1 and tier 2 cities. Um, at the same time, I think why not to enroll yourself on the job portals, right?
Yes.
At one time, I myself has in the initial career, I myself has maybe my profile hosted on 5 different job portals, right? Couple of them were like maybe US based, and couple of them were obviously the India based, right? But but put your profile on the job portals, right? As many as possible. Maybe print media is restricted in some way, but I think print media also plays a good role nowadays as well, right? So build the networking, right? Build the networking and get the opportunity. I think internet is democratized everywhere. You can get the information now. Yeah.
So, sir, my last question is from your side, any general advice or a tip that is most important you can give to the student?
Um, I think starting your career is a very important move, I would say, right? Because you have taken a path of education, especially graduation or post graduation, with a certain goal in your mind, which where it has also been attached to personally, right? And maybe for the future side of it, right? So work on your goals to bring that clarity, right? What is it that down the line, 3 to 5 years, I with myself, right? If you know what is SWOT analysis, I think most of people know strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats. SWOT analysis. I would recommend everyone to go and do the SWOT analysis of yourself, right? Take a paper and do the SWOT analysis, right? Ample of videos on YouTube you can get, right? Do a SWOT analysis of yourself, right? Um, be free, no fear, right?
Yeah.
Even if there is a fear, manage it, right? And uh, don't restrict yourself into an situation which is uncomfortable, right? Because that's where you will learn that every day is a new situation that you need to handle. And I think it would build your mindset for success, I think. Um, yeah, I think those are a few of the things.
So as you said, focus on your goal. But sometimes it happens, student is unable to identify their goal, means what he actually wants to do in his career. So can you give some advice how to identify that goal?
So I would say uh, don't hesitate to discuss and get the advice from your
Yes.
seniors, from your mentors, from your professors, because they are the first level connects that you have, right? A person who is in the second year, I think they know the last year batch. They are going to be there in the field in 1 year. Why not you keep a very good connect with them, right? And down the 1 to 2 years, they will have some experience of the industry, right? And that's where I think you will get the first level advice, right? Your professors have been connected with the industry academia relationship, right? They can give you a fantastic advice, right? Right? Those are some of these sources and channels from where you can get the kind of opportunities, and then see what is the interest, right?
Yeah.
I would recommend two books. One is Ikigai, Ikigai, right? Which helps you find your purpose, right? And the second is The One Thing, right? I will share some details around it, right? These two books, if students can read and can get some effective tips and ideas, I think it will help them. Yeah.
So thank you so much, sir. It feels great to talk with you.
Thank you. I also enjoyed talking to you. It was my pleasure connecting and talking with you.
Yes.
Thank you.